The inspiration for this video came from a bit of a surprising place. A morning radio talk show, believe it or not. I used to spend my summers digging holes and building fences in Fargo, North Dakota as I made my way through college, and there was one talk show where they admittedly don't talk about anything too important, but I think they're funny and I still check in from time to time. Seems to be nostalgic for me. Anyways, the topic of Social Security came up, and through the conversation, I heard some comments that would lead you to believe the Social Security system is pretty unfair. Now, there may be arguments that are valid regarding this. For example, if you pass away before you receive any of your benefits, that seems pretty unfair to me. But there are also some misconceptions that can lead to this view. In this video, I'm going to talk about 3 common misconceptions regarding Social Security and how it works. I'll leave it up to you to decide whether you think it's fair or not. Now, a common misconception is that when you retire, that matches up with when you need to start your Social Security benefits. I've heard it put this way, that if you retire later, you get bigger benefits. This could be true if those additional working years fall into your top 35 earning years, which is a part of the formula used to calculate your monthly benefits. However, that is likely to be a marginal increase at best. If you are looking to increase your monthly Social Security benefit over the entirety of your lifetime, delaying your Social Security benefits is going to have the biggest impact, and your Social Security filing date does not need to equal your retirement date. For each year you delay past your full retirement age, up to age 70, your monthly benefit increases by 8%. And if you file prior to your full retirement age, your monthly benefit gets a reduction. This is where having a plan that incorporates income planning, tax planning, Social Security planning, etc. can be so impactful in adding value over your lifetime. Let's take a look at a hypothetical example. Let's say this person is born in December of 62, meaning they turn 63 at the end of this year, and their full retirement age is 67. Their current plan is to retire at 65 and turn on benefits. At retirement, it's projected they'll have about $1 million in pre-tax funds, $450,000 in a taxable brokerage, and let's say $100,000 in a Roth. This client is expecting they'll need around $7,000 of gross income a month. If they turn on benefits at 65, they'll have a benefit of $2,167. However, let's say they retire at 65 but don't turn on benefits until 70, that benefit increases to $3,100. The trade-off here is you're drawing down your retirement assets from age 65 to 70, but you are adding an additional $933 to your monthly Social Security check for the rest of your life. Another thing to consider is under current law, Social Security benefits are taxable at 85% at the most. That means that Social Security benefits are more tax efficient than ordinary income. If this person has longevity and lives a long time, delaying this Social Security benefit is going to end up being beneficial to them. Now, there's a whole different element if this is a couple and not a single person that we're talking about, but that goes beyond the scope of this video. Now, I can't help but also mention that from age 67 to 70, there may also be some opportunities to draw down your taxable account, or what you consider the leaky bucket account, given that interest and dividends are taxable as they occur in that account. Use that account for spending and taxes to also convert pre-tax funds to post-tax funds by filling up the lower brackets during these years. For the sake of this video, I won't go into the gritty details on that. My overall point being incorporating your Social Security filing strategy with a comprehensive retirement plan is crucial to protect yourself from longevity risk as well as maximizing your retirement income. Now, another misconception that I heard on this morning talk show, and I've heard multiple times before, is that you get punished for working while you're on Social Security. Now, here's how this works. Your Social Security benefit may be reduced if you start your Social Security benefits before your full retirement age, or your FRA. Here's a chart showing your full retirement age based on your year of birth. For the most part, people reaching retirement age now, your FRA will be from 66 to 67. So if you don't take Social Security benefits before that, working will not reduce your benefits. But isn't it unfair that it reduces your benefits if you're still paying into Social Security by working? The reduction in benefits is temporary as Social Security gives you additional credit for those months. Let's look here at an example. Let's say you take Social Security at age 62, but then you decide to continue to work for 12 months, and you make over the allowable amount of income where Social Security benefits start to get reduced. You get a penalty for that income. This number is adjusted each year with inflation, but for 2025, that would mean you earn over $23,400 annually, in which every $2 over that threshold that you earn, your benefit is reduced by $1. Your Social Security benefits will be recalculated by 1, taking into consideration the income you earned if that year is included in your top 35 years, and 2, your benefit is now calculated as if you started your benefits later. So not at age 62, but at age 63. Now this is where the argument can come in on whether or not this is fair. The increase is going to take some time to fully repay the penalty that you received, but depending on how long you live, it could give you a benefit over and above that penalty. I guess if you work that extra year and pass away early, the penalty for being over the income threshold is going to feel pretty unfair. But if you live a long time, it'll work out to your benefit. Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up the most common question that I receive from aspiring and current retirees, and that is regarding the future of Social Security benefits. I'd say the most common misconception is that the Social Security Administration is going broke, therefore implying your benefits could go to zero. Now, the exact dates and percentage of cuts vary depending on the report, but in general, projections show that sometime around 2035, benefits could get cut by around 20 to 21%. Now, the last time we were running into this issue was in 1983, and it might not be a big surprise to hear that action wasn't taken until the last minute. Social Security amendments of 1983 were signed into law April 20th of 1983, after a report in January showed that benefits would have to be reduced by the end of the year and possibly as early as July of that year. Now, I'd be happy to be proven wrong on this front, but given how much of a hot potato issue this is, my guess is we see history repeat itself, and this issue won't be addressed until it becomes pretty dire. Now, some of the reforms in 1983 were to gradually raise the full retirement age, as shown by the chart I shared earlier. Taxation on Social Security benefits were put into place, and an expansion of coverage which brought in more contributors to the program. There's a lot of speculation on what could be done this time around to keep the program solvent. And if you can please hit the subscribe button, I plan on making a future video all about that topic. I also plan on bringing you any updates if we see any new legislation that affects the Social Security Administration. Thank you for listening, and don't forget, money is a tool, knowledge is freedom, and planning is power. Have a great rest of your day.